welcome. Welcome to all of you to the Clift Hotel. I'm Simon Talling-Smith. I'm our Executive Vice President for the Americas for British Airways. I'm proud to say that I'm one of a small group of people in my team who came up with this idea quite a while ago, and we've been working on it over the months to bring it to fruition today. But most importantly, I'm your host for the next 48 hours. So you're going to be seeing a lot of me popping up and down and introducing people as we go through this really, really exciting program. Today I'm going to tell you a bit about the innovation that British Airways is going to bring forward. I'm going to tell you about the ambitions that we have to co-collaborate, to invent together with the outside world. But also, we're going to share, of course, the UnGrounded program, what the UnGrounded group are going to be doing. I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful team of people who are going to help with the facilitation of this program in the next 24, 48 hours. And we're going to have a discussion about the challenge, how we're going to address that challenge and why we're addressing it and why it is so, so important. I'm going to do that this morning. Now, British Airways has got an incredible legacy of innovation. You know, from the days of the Concorde, the fastest commercial crossing of the Atlantic, to the days we introduced the flatbeds to business class, reinvented business class travel, and to now our £5 billion investment in new product and new service. But what we know is that we can't stand still. We're not the kind of company that can rest on our laurels. We know and we really get that the game of innovation is changing. This is not a solo activity anymore. It's not something that we can do on our own in the dark room. Innovation is a collaborative game now. Innovation is something where you co-create. And to that end, we're really proud that already we've set up shop right here in the global capital of innovation down the road at Rocket Space. But further than that, we've also said that we're going to start working with the innovators, the developers of the world by opening our API. We're going to open our API to the world so that they can develop with us. And I'm really, really proud today to be able to say that we're announcing our first beta data sets and web services that are going to go up and be developed against in the areas of price availability, seating, and real-time arrivals and departures. And we're doing that in partnership with Machinery, the Global Innovation Gateway. So this is all about our belief that there is a new chapter in innovation, about co-creation. Now, this doesn't just affect British Airways, of course it affects the communities that we serve around the globe. We are a company that brings people together. Every year we bring 35 million people together from 75 countries. You think about that, on a typical day, that's 100,000 people in a day that we bring together from around the world. That is our business. But today I'm not going to talk about 100,000, I'm going to talk about a very, very special 130 people that we're bringing together. And here you are, the UnGrounded group. Our flight from San Francisco to London is an initiative that we're incredibly proud of and very, very excited about. And we thank you for joining us here to either participate in it if you're part of the UnGrounded group, or to hear about it if you're part of our media guests today. We brought this idea to the table probably over a year ago. And early on, we were incredibly fortunate to work with a very, very helpful group of people, our advisory board. And I don't think we'd have got anywhere without our advisory board. And I just want to shout them out. They're sitting here over there, Rhonda and Todd, and I think I've seen Leo, and Marguerite, and Gerald, and Celestine is somewhere. But anyway, the advisory board, really, really important. And thinking back to those first few days, those early days with the advisory board, it almost seems unbelievable that we could have sat in a room and we said, do we think we could really do this? Could we really get 100 innovators, 100 people passionate about this cause to come with us on a flight, and to do an ideathon in the air? And fast forward to today, we haven't got 100, we've got 130. It's probably the most oversubscribed program I've ever worked on. fact, even this morning, I got an email from someone who said, is it too late to join the flight? And I'm sort of betting that tomorrow morning I'll get another email saying the same thing. But thanks to the wisdom and guidance of that advisory group, and the work that we did discussing and talking this idea through with many, many people in the Bay Area, and then finally a really valuable partnership that we formed with the United Nations ITU, we came across a great challenge to solve, because we really wanted to work on something that mattered. We wanted to work on something that was big and made a difference to the world. And we realized through those conversations that the world had a misalignment, an imbalance of STEM talent. There were skills gaps. There were opportunities waiting for people to fill them. How could we work on that? And today you're going to hear from some incredibly bright colleagues of mine who are going to talk about that challenge, why it's important, and how we're going to tackle it over the next few days. But what I want to say to you is I think that that challenge, that topic, is important to everybody here in the Bay Area. And I actually think it's important to everybody involved in innovation around the world. Certainly important to British Airways. Personally, it's important to me. I'm a STEM educated guy. I've drunk the Kool-Aid on this thing, and in fact, I've even signed up my kids to a STEM school here in San Francisco. STEM is important to me. I feel very fortunate that I'm standing in front of an incredibly diverse group of people from 100 different companies and organisations. Just look at the logos on that board. It's a great, great group of people. And that group have all signed up for what I've got to say is going to be a unique and fun experience. I hope you realise that you're going to spend the next 24 hours working hard on this challenge. If you've signed up for a free trip to London and some movies, this is going to be fun and it's going to be hard work. And like any great hack, it has a deadline. A real deadline, and I would say to some extent this is a fearsome deadline, because on Friday, when we're in London, we are going to present the best of the ideas, the best of the proposals to the Secretary General of the United Nations ITU. And, if that's not enough, a further crowd of luminaries from the innovation and tech world at the DNA Forum in London. It's going to be great. But, you know, we can't mess up this. We can't arrive and say, we didn't find anything. So, thinking caps on. Now, enough for me. We're doing this two reasons. Firstly, to accelerate innovation in the world. And secondly, to bring together and to build a bridge between these two great hubs of innovation. World capital of innovation, Silicon Valley, San Francisco, and another great hub, and of course our home, London. So, I said that you were going to hear more about the challenge and why it's important and how it's going to work. And I'm really pleased that for the duration of the programme, we've got a fabulous partner who has helped us form the techniques for solving that challenge, and is going to be facilitating and shepherding us through that complicated process over the next day or so. IDEO, company, I think, to a creative group like you, needs no introduction. But IDEO are going to be telling us all about that UnGrounded process right now. So I don't need to introduce them, but I am going to introduce their presenter today, Fred. Fred, where is Fred? Here he is. Fred.